Anybody in there? I'm back. This is B.Jr. back here in the movie cave. Going to do a Black Friday haul video for you today. But before we do, let's do the honors here. I'm doing it dignified today. I brought a glass to the man cave. Check it out, dudes. Do a little bit of Killian's Red. No, I'm not sponsored by Killian's Red at all. I like to let a little bit of it foam up there at the top. I like to grate it. I like to look at it. Yeah, get every last drop in there, man. We're paying for this crap. Ain't like they just back the truck up to the door or anything, guys. I had to pay for it like the rest of everybody. Alright, guys. Got this little brew poured here. What I did this year for Black Friday was a little different. Here's to you guys, by the way. Here's to you guys. The viewers of the cave. Tasty, guys. Tasty. What I did for Black Friday this year, I basically just got ultra uber lazy. I didn't go out and fight the crowds, elbow me an old lady for the little Blu-ray selection that I wanted. No, I didn't go anywhere. I stayed on the cozy confines of my couch. And I internet shopped this year, and that's why it's taken me so long to do this video, is because I've been waiting on my haul to come in. Finally, the last one came in the mail today. Few of these, they're all brand new, but a few of these are opened because I've been watching them along the way while the others have been coming in. But yeah, man, I got this insane little stack of DVD and or Blu-ray goodness. I only got one Blu-ray in the haul this year, but I hope you won't hold that against me, because a lot of these were just obscure titles, and that's what leads me to my second point. Before I get into this haul, guys, you're going to notice a lot of these are different titles than what most people got during Black Friday at Wally Mart and Target and Best Buy. I did buy a couple from those websites, but a lot of these came from either Amazon, Walmart. It's just a conglomeration, if you will. Conglomerate. From Walmart, Best Buy, I don't think there was any Target in there. Amazon purchases, I think that was the most of it. Just all kind of jumbled together, and it all came together to form a new coalition of Black Friday goodness. Tasty. So tasty. Let's dive right in, guys. I'm not going to waste your time any further. 4-picture sci-fi movie haul. Let's fix the focus here. There we go, so you guys can see a little bit better. This is a Shout Factory release of 4, I think, old school MGM titles. Arena, America 3000, Time Guardian, and the reason why I bought this one, The Eliminators, up here, Roger Corman deal. Starring an early role for Denise Crosby and a few other notable people. The movie's just nuts. It's insane. Words don't describe it. I'll have to review it one day just to give you the lowdown on it. There's so much going on in this movie that's so ripped off, from Indiana Jones to ninja films and RoboCop, and everything else is just jumbled in there. Time travel movies as well. Anyway, I bought it for that movie, but I've watched a couple of these so far. The Time Guardian was interesting. It's an Australian film. Starring Carrie Fisher, just post Return of the Jedi time frame. So I don't know. I'll review these another day, but it's a good cheap way to get some good hokey goodness from yesteryear. I picked it up. Had to pull another one out of my from my Lucio Fulci collection. This is a Shriek Show release of Demonia, or Demonia. I don't know how you say it, but I didn't have this one. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things, but no in between on this one. Leave a comment below on any of these if you've seen these movies. Demonia I've not seen yet. I started watching the trailer and some of the special features on it the other day. But, yeah. Shriek Show usually puts out a decent product. One thing I noticed right away on this one that I didn't like was that I think it's a non-anamorphic transfer, so beware of that, guys. But didn't have it, and I'm a big, easy Fulci mark. I want to pick it up. Oh yeah, here's a good one. I always said I didn't really need these movies, but I found an awesome $2 or $3 deal on this on Black Friday. It's the triple feature from TMG, I think, of the Howling trilogy, which is actually Howling 3, 5, and 6, which weren't that good for me because I already had the Howling 1, 2, and 4. So it fills in. I have all the main Halloween, or Howling movies, the sequels and everything. These movies are dreadedly horrible, but I've always said I wanted to revisit them whenever I got really bored, so $3, I don't think that's too bad. Oh man, pardon me. Image Entertainment. I watched Reform School. This is Reform School Girls and Fraternity Vacation. Fraternity Vacation used to come on cable a lot growing up, and it was one of those 80s favorites. It's an early role from Tim Robbins, Cherie Wilson, Lee McCluskey, and what's his name? Stephen Jeffries from Fright Night fame. He plays the nerdy guy on the cover there. Reform School Girls, just good 80s women in prison cheese. Sybil Danning shows up in that one too, and Tiffany Helms and a couple other people. But I watched a little bit of Reform School Girls the other day, and I was like, dude, that movie did not hold up well at all, but it's still just as good and just as hokey as it once was. Good little double feature there for cheap. Roger Corman goodness. Man, disc come loose in there? Oh, sorry. The disc came loose in there. Sorry about that. It's bad news. I'm going to scratch the disc. Suburbia. True punk movie, if there ever was one. Directed by, it's an early movie directed by Penelope Spheris, who went on to do Wayne's World and a few other comedy movies. I don't know. This was $1.99 on Black Friday. A lot of these Roger Corman Presents line that was out a few years ago, these are all going for dirt cheap on Black Friday, so I went and picked this one up. This movie, Repo Man, a few others that touched on the punk scene during the early to mid 80s. This is probably pound for pound the best one that covered it. It's a drama, and it has a very harrowing early one. The first minute of the movie, something happens to a young baby at the first of the movie that just really, whoa, it's kind of out of place, but watch it beyond that point. Don't let that put you off in the movie, because it's really about forgotten youth growing up in the punk scene of the 80s, and it's just, I don't know, it's a well done movie for its time and effort, I guess. Thriller, A Cruel Picture. Let me take a little drink of beer before we get into this one. That's right, dude. It is the limited edition red cover, if you take my meaning. If anybody knows anything about this Snaps release, there is a yellow cover and there is a red cover. I have the yellow cover in my collection. I went ahead and got the red cover because what I learned in my yellow cover, they call her One Eye Edition or Vengeance Edition. It doesn't have nearly any special features on it. This one has, if you can see on the back there, all the special features you could want about the movie. So, found a cheap, this was brand new. I watched it last night just to make sure all the special features were worth it and everything. The disc is in the player, man. But yes, if you know anything about Thriller, they call her One Eye or A Cruel Picture, whichever way you want to say it. It's an excellent revenge film. It's a Swedish-made excellent revenge film from yesteryear. There's only 25,000 of these out there, the red cover edition. Now, mind you, it's got about 90 seconds of some very racy material. So don't let the little kids watch this one. I'll just leave it at that one. I reviewed that some time ago. Look at my old reviews, I think. Or I talked about it in an update or something. 4-pack of Hammer Horror. This is Horror of Dracula. Dracula Has Risen from the Grave. The Taste the Blood of Dracula. And Dracula AD 1972. I think 3 of which Christopher Lee star in. You can't go wrong with some Hammer Horror, especially if Christopher Lee and or Peter Cushing are in the movie. Had to buy it. Love it, love it, love it. Gotta pause for some brew, guys. You can't just talk all day long. You gotta drink too. Look at that nice golden red color of Killian's Red, guys. Waited way too long to pick this one up. Glorious Bastards. This is not the new one with Brad Pitt. Now, although I like that film, this film I've never seen before. A lot of people say, well, you've got to see this one at least. This is Enzo Castellari film, an Italian director that I really love. I've got a lot of his films, Street Law and some westerns that he did. I mean, I love anything by Enzo Castellari. It's kind of like Fulci. I have to give it a watch at least once in my life. This is the 3-disc explosive edition featuring an all-new interview with Quentin Tarantino, which probably isn't still new. It's probably done a few years ago, but it's from 1978. This is the original movie that the newer Tarantino movie was kind of based on. I don't think it's a shot-by-shot remake or anything, but this is the movie it was based on. But I've always wanted to see this one. It stars Bo Svensson from the Walking Tall movies and Fred the Hammer Williamson. It's got a lot of special features on it too, guys, but let me know if you guys seen The Inglourious Basterds, the original. Tell me what you think of it. Hugh the Winged Serpent. I just wanted to pick it up because it's a good monster film I've heard. Seen the trailer online, and the trailer sold me on this one. It was a couple bucks, so Anchor Bay. I watched this one, I think, night before last. super hokey Larry Cohen joint from back in the day, starring David Carradine and a few other, Candy Clark and what is it, Richard Roundtree. That's right, Shaft's in this one. Michael Moriarty, a couple other people that you've probably seen in other films of the day or time frame. Q the Winged Serpent. I think there's a Blu-ray of this one out now, but this was dirt cheap, so I picked it up. Love, love, love me some Kung Fu, guys. I'm a big Kung Fu mark from back in the day. If you watch the channel for any given time, every once in a while some karate or Kung Fu or ninja movies slide into my updates, and they're kind of my go-to movies whenever I need just a good action fix with hokey nature or just over-the-top, zany experience. I picked up Dragon Dynasty's Flying Guillotine. Now, I've got Master of the Flying Guillotine back here in my collection, which is a classic 1970s joint. This one is also from the 70s, if I understand it right. Never seen it before, but anything with this Celestial Pictures Dragon Dynasty logo on it from Arc Entertainment, they do really good presentations of these old 70s Kung Fu movies, and I've always been a fan of their line. I don't buy everything they've ever made, but if I see one every once in a while, I see that logo, I know I'm getting a good product. So, Flying Guillotine, had to pick it up. It has to do with the super weapon. It's this looks like a birdcage basket that they throw via a chain over a person's head. It lands on a person's head and it cuts their head off at the neck. Hence guillotine. How can you not like that, guys? Doesn't that just sell the movie? Don't you just want to run out and buy a copy yourself? What could be better than Flying Guillotine? Then Flying Guillotine Part 2, which I never even knew existed. So there again, another one from the 70s. This one looked even more action-packed than the first one via the trailer, but I've never seen either one of these. It's going to be a treat. I love to sit down and watch some Kung Fu every once in a while. So Dragon Dynasty, they always put out good products. I had to pick them up. As I said before, I didn't buy hardly any mainstream stuff in this haul. This is all obscure, baby. That's right, grindhouse all the way. Old school. Tasty stuff, guys. Had to pick up some bluegrass, man, bluegrass. Blue Underground goodness. Watched this one just late night last night, so I wanted a mob fix. It is Machine Gun McCain from the Blue Underground. I don't know, this one's kind of got that wrinkly thing going on with the cover there. I don't know what that was all about, but Machine Gun McCain. This one's been out for a while on the Blue Underground line. Doesn't have any major special features. It's got an interview with the director. But it's an Italian, if I'm not mistaken, it's an Italian-directed kind of joint effort between, it's got American actors in it, Peter Falk, an early role for Peter Falk. Gina Rowlands is in this one. British actress Britt Ekland is in this one. A couple other notable people I've seen in other films, but pretty good little mob film. I was really impressed with this, and I'd watch it again. I'm a sucker for anything Italian mob film or Italian zombie. Any of those Italian 70s and 80s films. This one's actually from 1969, but it felt very much like a 70s Godfather-esque mob film. You know, not quite on par with The Godfather in terms of style or class, but this one is a really good effort. And I say, if you see this one cheap and you like mob films, I'd definitely give this one a spin and see if you like it. Now, before I dive into the one Blu-ray goodness of the haul, I'm going to take the final sip of the red beer. As I said before, I like the subgenre of the punk movie. I saw this one. This one's really super marked down. This was $4 or $5 on one of the websites. I can't remember which one now, but it is Punk Vacation. I think my boy Absolute Sublime 1 had gotten a bunch of these in for reviews. I saw this and I went and watched the trailer. I'm an easy mark for a punk movie. Anything that has to do with the punk scene in the 80s. Wild hair, makeup, just kids acting like they don't give a crap about anything and the world around them. This one was definitely different. It's like it took the punk movie and turned it on its head because this is like the first one I got back in the haul. And I watched this one a couple weeks ago, or a week or so ago, whenever I did my Black Friday haul. The orders starting to come in there. It's sort of like these punks are not what I would consider punks. You just have to see the movie. It's almost like there was a couple of yuppie kids sitting around going, man, I got a few $1,000. Let's make what we think is a punk movie. And let's just put it out in some low-key town in California wilderness or somewhere and just have a punk movie, man. Let's have them rivaled up against the local hillbilly rednecks and let's just have a movie. Well, they do that, but the punks are they just look like posing as they look like yuppies posing as punks. They're not true punks in the anarchy and the whole sense of the word. But you know, it's from 1987, so it's a little bit after the punk scene had already died down or was dying a slow death at that point. But I highly recommend checking this one out, guys, for the sheer fact that you can find this Blu-ray for cheap. It's not high on quality, really, but it does have some special features with it, and it's all it is about this punk gang that ride on motorcycles or whatever means of transportation they have. They come to an old kind of a backwoods town. They start a ruckus between the locals, and the locals get a lynch. And the lynch mob is just as funny as the punks, guys, because the rednecks in the movie are the hillbillies. Believe me, hey, I grew up in North Carolina and I still live here. I know, and I am what I am, but I'm here to tell you, the lynch mob in this movie don't really even qualify as a lynch mob. You just have to see it. You just have to see it. It's amateur hour from beginning to end. It's at least 90 minutes of amateur hour. So good in that bad way. I really enjoyed this movie, Punk Vacation. Just about as much as Suburbia. Suburbia is more of a more well-made drama. They had more of a goal. This one was just somebody out having fun on a weekend making a movie or something. You got to see it, guys. Anyway, that has been my Black Friday haul, guys. It's a little obscure, a little different. I didn't have any steel books, not a whole lot of Blu-rays. I just got a bunch of obscure kind of grindhousey titles that I really wanted throughout this whole year, and I just kind of kept my eye on them. I kept hitting the save for later button on Amazon and places like that, and just kind of keeping my eye on certain titles. And finally, it came about where the deals just happened. They were there, and I took advantage, guys. So, hope you guys have enjoyed the Black Friday haul. Oh yeah, I'd love to leave you with a belch there. You wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, come on, guys. Hope you guys had an excellent Black Friday. I've been watching all your videos out there, and I've really enjoyed them. Keep them coming, guys. I know I don't comment as much as I used to, but hey, if I'm sub to you, I do get around to watching your videos. Believe it or not, I watch them kind of on the fly, just whenever I need to. Check in on everybody, see what you're buying in your updates, and I can go find the deals. And it sounds dorky, but I do. I watch your reviews and stuff like that. Try to chime in when I can, when I have time. But please excuse me if I don't do it all the time. I hope you guys stay tuned to the Movie Cave. I'll try to do more videos in the future. I do need to give you guys kind of a news flash. I have been kind of scarce on YouTube here lately, mainly because my beautiful bride and I have just bought a house. We're in the process of doing it, which is making me go cross-eyed at the moment. If you've ever bought a home in North America, you know it's an arduous process, especially in a bad economy. The astounding amount of paperwork that has to be done, loan approvals, all that stuff. So bear with me. I'm not going to be moving anytime soon. It's going to be a couple more months because we got some upgrades to do to the present home that we're looking at, and there'll be more on that to come later. There is a new plans for a man cave upgrade in the future. I'm hoping to add a mini bar and/or a new furniture setup in the room, that type of thing. A shelving system for the DVDs instead of these old nasty bookshelves back here. So got some plans, good stuff on the horizon for 2014. You guys have a good time. Be safe out there. Never pay full price. And I'll catch you next time. Bye. Bye.